In a bid to strengthen the region's relations and Africa at large, officials from the East African Community and East African Business Council have continued to explore business opportunities amongst themselves as they sought to increase intra-African trade and investment. According to the CEO, East African Business Council, John Bosco Kalisa, intra-regional trade stands at 24% compared to 13% during the COVID times. Despite this noticeable improvement, he disclosed that the challenges that are still limiting the gross growth of intra-regional trade include internal issues like poor infrastructure, among others.
Very poor infrastructure. From our port of Mombasa or port Dar es Salaam to the destination, the transport cost is very high. It accounts almost for 40% of our trade. That's a barrier. 2, NTBs. And the EABC has been advocating for a borderless East Africa. When you look at our industrialization agenda is not delivering its intended targets objective because of high taxation. Current our tax systems kills the business. The first aspect has been access to affordable capital. They are constrained by the access to affordable finance.
Uganda has every now and then been slapped with non-tariff barriers, NTBs, which are trade barriers that restrict the import or export of goods through means other than tariffs. Recently, some Ugandan companies have severally seen their export permit applications to Kenya bounced since March. Kalisa, however, assured Ugandans that the barriers placed by other countries on Ugandan export does not heavily impact the exporters, but rather affects the consumers in importing countries more.
When you restrict the Ugandan milk to access Kenyan market, who are you penalizing? You're not penalizing the Ugandan producers. You're also penalizing Kenyan consumers because it's going to be expensive. Integration needs to generate prosperity. We can only measure the integration when people in Uganda have money in their pocket, not because Ugandans are buying expensive things. That is the message EABC is putting across in terms of welfare-enhancing aspect of the integration.
He further noted that the East African business community has succeeded in seeing 257 NTBs eliminated around the country's borders. Hence, intra-regional trade is growing. Uganda is to host a 2-day East African Business and Investment Summit from 31st August to 1st September that is expected to attract over 700 delegates, including ambassadors, diplomats, potential investors, and strongly anchored on women and youth. The State Minister for East African Affairs, James Magode Ikuya, emphasized the importance that the public dialogue will have in promoting trade in the country.
To us, it is very vital that linkages be established when East Africans can come together and showcase something in concrete terms, which really indicates the beginning that we are having. It's something to be proud of. The more we integrated we come, the better for us. To us, it is both a political and economic necessity. So it's not something that is fortuitous.
The East African Business and Investment Summit 2023 is expected to serve as a crucial platform for key stakeholders to converge and discuss the successes, challenges, and opportunities in trade within East African Community and the African Continental Free Trade Area. The theme, private sector-driven regional integration for increased intra-African trade investment, will guide the summit, which is organized in close collaboration with all investment promotion authorities in East Africa. Mary PRIMA AWOR, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.